Hello, Wellness Warriors. Welcome back to another episode of the Wellness Inspired Podcast, a place where you can find inspiration, motivation, and empowerment in the pursuit of a wellness lifestyle. I'm your host, Sherry Davidson. I'm a wellness coach, acupuncturist, trail runner, and former interior designer in Houston, Texas. And I am deeply passionate about health and well-being. And as always, I'm here with my co-host, Finn. And if you're new to the podcast, Finn is my terrier mix rescue dog, trail runner, and loyal companion. He is also a therapy dog and greeter at Element 5 Acupuncture and Wellness. And we have an exciting episode for you today. We're diving into the heart, emotions, and something called Shen. Shen is a concept in traditional Chinese medicine that explains why your heart is so much more than just an organ. I have a few questions for you. Have you ever felt restless, anxious, or like your mind just won't slow down? Or have you struggled with sleep or feeling emotionally off balance? We've all been there. Well, that's your Shen talking. And in TCM, the Shen lives in your heart, influencing your emotions, clarity, and your connection to yourself and others. I know this is nothing like Western medicine. Eastern medicine is so poetic. So in the spirit, talking about poetic, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, love, self-care, and emotional wellness, let's talk about how to strengthen the Shen and bring your heart back into balance. But before we jump in, for all those avid listeners who've tuned into the podcast over the past year, you likely caught wind of the Wellness River Cruise. Well, friends, the moment has arrived. Mark your calendars for April 20th, 2025, as we set sail on an unforgettable 7-night cruise along the Danube River. We'll traverse the picturesque landscape of Austria, Germany, Hungary, and Slovakia. Prepare for many active sightseeing adventures, including invigorating hikes, scenic bike rides, and even a few brisk runs. Alongside these activities, indulge in the serenity of yoga sessions, engage in enlightening wellness discussions, and savor the flavors of locally sourced cuisine. Excitement is already brewing as several enthusiasts have secured their spots. For those intrigued, I'll put the links in the show notes. And in episode 63 and 64, A Journey of Wellness and Wonder on the Danube with Amma Waterways, I had the pleasure of having Laurie, a representative from Amma Waterways, and Tammy, a seasoned travel concierge, on the podcast to discuss the full river cruise experience. Feel free to check those episodes out for more information. This all has to happen quickly. The cruise is around the corner, so if you're interested, put down your deposit. It's not a lot to hold your spot. The Shen, your heart, spirit, and emotional compass. In TCM, we call the heart the emperor because it's the ruler of all things in the body. But its real magic comes from something called the Shen, which you can think of as your inner light, wisdom, and emotional presence. When your Shen is strong and anchored, you feel joyful and emotionally stable. You're clear-headed and focused. You're connected to yourself and others. You're rested, relaxed, and at peace. But when the Shen is disturbed or weakened, it can show up in some not so fun ways. Anxiety, restlessness, or racing thoughts, insomnia, or trouble staying asleep, forgetfulness, brain fog, feeling emotionally sensitive or disconnected, and a deep sense of emptiness, like something's just off. Any of that sound familiar? Our modern world is full of stress, overstimulation, and non-stop to-do lists, all of which can weaken the Shen. The good news, there are ways to bring it back into balance. So first, let's talk about how emotions affect the heart and the Shen. Each organ in TCM is connected to a specific emotion. So for the heart, that emotion is joy. But here's where things get interesting. Too much joy or too little joy can both cause problems. You're probably asking, too much joy? Who can have too much joy? But it's true. Balanced joy is happiness, warmth, and emotional stability. Now, too much joy, think overstimulation, excessive excitement, or chronic stress, can scatter the Shen, leading to anxiety, restlessness, and burnout. And too little joy from grief, loneliness, or stress can drain the heart's energy, leaving you feeling disconnected and emotionally numb. And it's not just joy. Other emotions can affect your heart's energy too. So let's just take grief and sadness. While grief is mostly tied to the lungs in TCM, deep sorrow, deep sadness weakens the heart, making you feel emotionally heavy and withdrawn. And unprocessed grief can lead to insomnia, fatigue, and a deep sense of disconnection. Also, worry and overthinking, the emotions related to the spleen. So if you've ever laid awake at night with a racing mind, that's excessive worry scattering your Shen and making it impossible to relax. There's also fear and shock. Fear is the emotion related to the kidneys in Chinese medicine. So sudden fear or trauma sends a shock wave to the heart, disturbing the Shen and causing long-term anxiety or panic attacks. So if your emotions are all over the place, your Shen might need some love. So I want to give you some practical tips today on how to strengthen the Shen and restore emotional balance for Valentine's Day this year. I bet you will never guess what my first one is. Acupuncture. Bet you never guessed that. Acupuncture for emotional stability. If you're feeling anxious, restless, and just not yourself, acupuncture can be a game changer. I have seen it happen so many times in my practice. It is like one of the most wonderful things to see. They come in feeling one way, they walk out feeling completely different. They are a completely different person. It's amazing to see. And here's how it works. So it anchors the Shen by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. It can also help clear emotional blockage and restore balance, and it improves sleep and reduces stress. And certain acupuncture points like yin tong, that's the point between the eyes. It's probably one of the most common points photographed for any kind of marketing material. But there's also pericardium 6. We use pericardium 6. It's on the wrist, on the inside of the wrist. We use that one also a lot for nausea. So a lot of people know it for nausea. They'll do acupressure on that point for nausea. These 2 points have amazing abilities to calm an overacting mind. There's also a lot of other points that I like to use as well, but those are 2 of the most common points. Okay, on to the next one. So you probably are never going to guess what I'm going to say next. Herbal medicine is one of the best ways to support emotional balance. I want to share some TCM formulas with you because I think it'll be fun, but just remember it's always best to consult a practitioner. All of these formulas, I'm going to mention they're gentle formulas, so none of them are going to hurt you. You just might not get the results that you want, and we want you to see results. So many times I think people take herbs and then they think they don't work, but herbs are super powerful. You just have to get the diagnosis right. Okay, so here are a few Shen nourishing formulas. So I'm going to start with Tianhua Bushendan. It is the Emperor of Heaven's pill. I love how they name the formulas. They're so poetic. This is great for insomnia, heart palpitations, and anxiety from a yin deficiency. And it's best if you have night sweats, irritability, and wake up frequently. So this might be good for somebody, a woman going through menopause who is having night sweats. It could be appropriate for somebody like that. The next one is Swanzhao Rentong. Swanzhao Rentong helps with falling asleep, staying asleep, and excessive worry. So if you wake up between 1 and 3 a.m., feel irritable, or have a racing mind, this formula could be for you. Okay, the next one is one of my absolute favorite ones. It's Genmai Datsao Tong. This is perfect for emotional instability, sadness, and excessive crying. And it's best if your emotions feel out of control, overwhelming, or unpredictable. So this one, I give a lot for people going through, let's say, a breakup. Like I took it for a breakup. I broke up with my boyfriend. I was crying. I was upset. And this formula was amazing. And I've had success with it over and over and over again. So it's a really great formula. It's a super simple formula. One of my favorites. Okay. The last one I want to share with you is Anshin Ding Zhiwan. This is Calm the Shen and Settle the Will pill. So it helps with high stress, nervousness, and feeling on edge. Okay, so those are a few formulas that are very commonly prescribed in traditional Chinese medicine. But because TCM is all about treating the root cause. Working with an herbalist or acupuncturist ensures that you get the right formula for your unique needs. So please remember that. Okay. Number 3, you guys know how much I love breath work and meditation. So breath work is an instant way to calm the Shen and bring your heart back into balance. It's a great way to activate the vagus nerve. So breathe, people, breathe. So try this. I'm going to give you just a simple Shen soothing breath work practice. What you want to do is you want to place your hand over your heart and you want to inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. You want to hold for 4 seconds. And you want to exhale slowly for 6 to 8 seconds through your mouth. Repeat this 5 to 10 minutes, focusing on relaxation and connection to your heart. Now, if you are just getting started doing breath work, the exhale slowly for 6 to 8 seconds through your mouth can be kind of challenging. In fact, it can kind of stress some people out. I know it stressed me out when I first started doing it and still does sometimes because I feel like I can't catch my breath. So you can do what they call a box breathing. And you can inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 4 seconds. That one works as well. The exhaling slowly for 6 to 8 seconds, it has more of an effect on your nervous system, but both of them work really well. So anyway, it's just you can do this before bed, and if your mind just won't shut off, this is a great way to get your body and your Shen just to relax a little bit. Okay, the next one is heart nourishing foods. In TCM, food is medicine, and certain foods help stabilize emotions and support heart health. So what foods can you eat to support your Shen? Well, foods like red foods, so cherries, goji berries, beets, pomegranates, anything red. It sounds a little simplistic, but it's true. You can also eat whole grains, so oats, quinoa, brown rice, warming spices like cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and chamomile and rosehip tea are also really great teas to calm the Shen and promote relaxation. I don't know if I've ever seen them together, but I've definitely tried them. I've tried chamomile and I've also tried rosehip or rose tea. Both of them are really great. My favorite is chamomile. I've been drinking chamomile since my teens, I think, or maybe 20s. I'm not sure. Okay. The next one that you can do, and the last one, is journaling and a gratitude practice. So journaling is a powerful way to anchor the Shen. So try this. So what I want you to do is at the end of the day, I want you to write one thing that brought you joy, one thing that made you feel connected, and one thing that you're grateful for. Over time, this habit can rewire your brain for emotional resilience. You wouldn't think, but a gratitude attitude can really change your life. Okay, well, let's wrap things up here on this Valentine's episode. And I just want to recap some final thoughts on nurturing your heart and Shen. Your heart isn't just a physical organ. It's the center of your emotional world. In TCM, the heart is the emperor of the body, and its Shen, your spirit, guides your emotional balance, clarity, and connection to life. So take a moment today to check in. How's your sleep? How's your emotional balance? And do you feel connected, calm, and joyful, or restless and scattered? The key takeaways that I want you to walk away with today is that a balanced Shen brings joy, mental clarity, and emotional resilience. And when your Shen is out of balance, you may experience anxiety, insomnia, overthinking, or emotional instability. And the last takeaway, and the most important takeaway, is that you can support your heart and Shen with acupuncture, herbal medicine, breath work, nourishing foods, and a gratitude practice. So there is light, and there is something that you can do to nourish your Shen. Your heart matters, so take time to care for it, listen to what it needs, and if you're feeling off balance, you have some tools here to nurture your heart and Shen. Okay, well, until next time, stay well, stay connected, and keep exploring the adventure of wellness. I'll see you next time on the Wellness Inspired Podcast, and happy Valentine's Day to you all. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and share with your family and friends. You can also give me a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. It helps others find me as well. To get updates on new episodes and wellness inspiration in your inbox, please join the Wellness Inspired community. Go to thewellnessinspiredpodcast.com to sign up. I'll put the link to the website in the show notes so you can click and join. Also, there's a Facebook community at The Wellness Inspired, and you can follow me on Instagram at wellness_inspired. If you're in the Houston area or just visiting and interested in our services, acupuncture, herbal medicine, cupping, zen shiatsu, or dry needling therapy, contact us. You can find out more on our website at element5om.com. That's element5om.com. And again, I'll put the link in the show notes. If you're interested in health and wellness coaching, we can connect in the clinic or on Zoom. Reach out to us and we'll get you on the schedule. And as always, I would love to hear your feedback. I am dedicated to bringing you great content that is inspiring and informative with an artsy, fun, edgy spin. Thank you so much for listening. We'll meet here again next time. And remember, never stop exploring, learning, loving, and being you. Bye.